and all of this.
At what point do parents become a burden as they grow older? I use that word, I don't miss my words by using the word burden. At what point do parents become a burden? Meaning, a lot of our parents are now becoming, hitting 60, hitting 70.
Yeah.
They're in retirement age.
I don't think they ever become a burden.
I'm along those
No, I
lines.
think they do. I'll tell you why. I feel like a lot of parents try to guilt trip you with, oh yeah, I did this for you,
Yeah.
I did that for you.
And it's
It's
the
facts
truth.
though. It's facts.
No, but the thing is, did I ask to be born?
I hear
but
you.
still-
No, I'm being
No, no,
serious.
it's a
No,
serious
no,
question.
I'm serious. Did I
You're
ask to
right.
be born? There's a reason why I ain't got no youths here, and this is the reason why I ain't got no youths yet. I always say it to
Not ready.
to loads of people. I say, rah, the things I had to go through growing up, my child's never going to see that. You get what I'm saying? My child's never going to do road. My child's never going to do fucking 40-hour shifts when your back is... Bro, there was times here, like, when I used to get home and I'm told, oh yeah, could you tidy up on this? I'm like, rah, I'm the only man going to work for this amount of time, and you can see that I'm struggling to walk, and you're telling me to come home and hoover the house when people be sitting in the house the whole day. You get what I'm saying? So when you've been through all of that, you don't want your child to be born into that, because you're just going to repeat a cycle.
No, I hear you.
Like, man, them are having kids, and you're seeing some of my brethren who their kids are like 16 and 14, 15, they're telling me, yeah, I'm having difficulties with my son and blah, blah, blah. I'm like in my head thinking, you don't realise your son's about to be remixed. He's going conch soon.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
100%.
And that's because you had the child early, but you haven't made enough money to be able to even sustain yourself, but you brought a child into the world. Do you think it's
I
fair?
hear you. No, it's not.
Then now fast forward to the future, when their life hasn't gone exactly to plan how they wanted, they start with, but I've done this for you, but I've done that for you, but I didn't ask to be brought out here.
Yeah, but there's people that don't have their parents, man.
Huh?
So it's like, because at the end of the day, yeah, you are who you are because of your parents.
Yeah, you are who you are because of your parents, but it gets to a certain point that their life decisions, they're blaming.
burden, though. Burden.
Yeah, I think the
their
wording
life
is
decisions,
what?
they're
A
blaming.
burden is a-
No. It is a burden.
I use that word on, I didn't miss my words on purpose. I used that word.
Their life decisions, like, you know what I mean? Go back to things with my mum. Me and my mum here, where we was blessed. But certain times here, I'll say, in life decisions, she used to say something that I realised me and her are the prime opposites. Where sometimes she used to say to me, don't you ever get lonely? And I said, nah. I said to her, I've always been one of those people that I was very self-assured from young. I was always used to, like, my mum would go work the whole day.
What? Sorry to
And-
cut you. What do you think made you so self-assured?
Because you know what it is, yeah? My mum always used to tell me, like, all right, if you look at my Insta, anytime I DM you, man, it says greatness. My mum always used to say to me, Chisel, you're great. So that's always stuck in my head from young.
So that's indirectly because of your mum then?
Indirectly
And that's
because of my
because
mum.
of a weakness
But-
she found in
but-
herself
but-
that she didn't
but
want in you.
Fast forward now, when it comes to stuff like dating women and that, my mum used to give me advice. I would treat girls as boom, and I would always treat them proper. Then one time she was giving me advice, and I said, listen here, I said, you're telling me all of this here, but you're out here with this bum. You can't,
I hear you.
you get what I'm saying?
I hear you. Your
But
parents are
then-
people though.
Then my mum said, then she said to me, that, then this is when I had to allow it. After that, I just stopped digging at my man. Because she said to me, like, you live in England, I live in Nigeria. She goes, I get lonely and you're not here. My other son, my little brother, last month made 19 years since he died. So my little brother passed, so she's like, my two sons are not around. I get lonely, like, she's like, I'm left here by myself and all I get is phone calls with you, or when you travel to see me, or when I travel over here to see you. So apart from that, like, there's no one around.
Which is understandable.
Which is understandable. And she was like, then the rest of the family, everyone's got their own, you know what I mean, their own issues and all of that. So I get, like, but at the same time here, I feel like my man was taking advantage because he thought, cash cow.
Just to explain what a burden is. So I know it sounds harsh. Burden somebody yourself with something to give somebody a duty, responsibility that causes worry, difficulty, or hard work.
So man's missus is a burden then. From the beginning.
So you got to pick
From
your
the beginning.
burden.
You have to pick your burden.
Pick your burden.
Yes.
I'll even give you an
Girlfriend's
example.
a burden
I'll even
from
give
the
you an
beginning.
example going further back with that, yeah. So now, fast forward to maybe 2019. when my mum was asking me questions about, my lifestyle and that, and why I travel so much. So I said to her, alright, when you had 2 cars that I'd given you money for your business, you didn't ask me how my lifestyle was. These times, man, I have a whip, boy. I was an oyster bandit. Beep, beep. You get me? Man, I have no car. I had no car.
Not wrong with being an oyster bandit.
Yeah,
There's not wrong with being an oyster bandit.
But at the same time,
If you haven't picked me though, you shouldn't.
Wait. But at the same time, you know, at that time, gal would be like, if a guy don't drive, and fucking Chris Brown and fucking, what's his name, Sean Kingston, he don't even drive, no. Them tunes were banging around them times then. Calling my phone. So them tunes was ringing off then.
He remembers this. This is a personable moment for him. You know?
Trust me. Them tunes was ringing off. Yeah.
You know the theme music to your pain.
Tunes was ringing off. I was living in my aunt's house in a fucking box room, and my mum was on the phone saying, you should move out, blah blah blah. I want you to get a girlfriend. I want you to get married. I said, what girl I'm gonna get fucking entertain on a fucking double bed in my aunt's room, in my aunt's yard, when I open the door and flipping, my cupboard's already there and everything's there, like I got too much stuff. So she's like, yeah, but you should have money to move out and blah blah blah. I said, I can't afford rent, man. I'm helping her and I'm helping you. So
That's a burden.
it's a burden. So when
we can pretty it up and make it sound nice.
Yeah, it's a burden.
I think, and a big problem is that a lot of our parents didn't pattern up. Let's be real. A lot of our parents, obviously they're in a different era to us, so I'm not gonna, let me give allowance. But some of our parents had 5 kids, 4 kids, and they had no right having so many kids. We can make it sound as fancy as we want to.
Yeah, but let's not demean what they've actually done.
Bro,
But the moment, this is my thing, is that I don't, for instance, my mum was a hustler, and I rate my mum for hustling. But then I'll say to myself, take the title of my mum away from this. Let's just watch this like we're watching a TV screen. She probably, that woman, let me not say my mum. Helen didn't need to do that to herself.
Well, as in having so many.
Yeah, Helen didn't need to do that to herself. She didn't. And my thing is, at the moment, like a lot of our parents now are going to be hitting 66, if they're not 66 already, and that's the retirement age. If they don't have a pension, a good pension, if they don't own their property outright, who's giving them money?
So you're saying if our parents was financially stable, they wouldn't become a burden. That's what you're basically trying to say.
Obviously, it's not only money; it could be health. And even though you're looking after them because they're your parents, so I only got it the other day when I spoke to someone who put their parent in an old people's home. The person's mum's got dementia, and he's like, "Look, my mum's forgetful. She gets things like sometimes she can leave the house and just be walking. Like, I can't sit in this house.
Go pick those people up.
Yeah, I can't sit in this house with my mum 24/7. And I think it's best she goes in there so she's not lonely. Because I said, why don't you get a carer to live in the house 24/7?
It's expensive.
He goes, it's more expensive. I could just put her in a old people's
Care
home.
homes is expensive.
It's expensive, but he said he's done the maths and it's cheaper to do that.
Yeah.
And I said, he said he feels guilty because he can't sit there with his mum every day. But he said, I've got a family and I have bills to pay. Now, a lot of our parents are getting to this age now. For instance, does your mum own the home she lives in outright? Does your mum own the home she lives in outright?
No.
So, and your mum's hitting 60, you're going to be hitting 70
My
soon.
mum's like 57.
57.
58.
Okay, so in 10 years'
My
time.
dad does though. So
Okay.
he's patterned up properly.
See that
but
now?
my mum's financially okay though. Like
But-
she's not a burden to me.
I know,
I feel
but-
like I should do more for her.
Is she still working?
No.
So she's retired now, so she's good then.
No, she's just good with money, bro.
So she retired.
She never worked.
Okay, oh.
She just made it
Cut the camera,
work.
cut the camera. I'm joking.
No,
She
how
just
she-
made it work. She just made it work. She only slept.
Wait, what's on it?
She only had kids with certain type of men who could afford their kids. She lived within her means, and she just made it work. Like that's all I
Okay.
do. She
And
just
now-
made it work.
so
I never went without. My mum weren't rich. She never worked, but I never went without. She made it
So
work.
you would say technically that as you're growing up now, you're not going to have to fund your mum.
Yeah.
You're not going to.
Not at all. None of my parents.
How old's your mum, roughly?
She had me at 25, so 60.
60. So she's got another 6 years before she retires. Would you say that she's slowing down a bit? As in, like she's not as fast and.
Nah.
So you said she's
I'm
still.
still moving.
You're,
And you know what's mad as well?
But you've seen her age though.
I've seen her age and it kind of shocks me. It's
It
like,
does, innit?
Yeah, it's like
It really
fuck.
does. Like, I never thought this day would
Yeah.
come. Like,
But prior to my brother being born, my mum had 2 houses. And my dad, obviously, being a dad, out stepping outside, whatever, couldn't afford the mortgages, so the house got repossessed.
Okay.
So later down, is my mum gonna become a burden? I very much doubt it, because I know, like you said, your mum's good with money. My mum's good with money. Sometimes mum be like, listen, do you need money for anything? I said, mum, I've got my own children, I've got my own place to look after, I'm alright, you know. She's like, you're still my son, I can still do this, and I'm like, mum, I don't, then I look at my account and I see like £1,000, I'm like, mum, come on.
where's your mum born?
Here.
Where's your mum born?
Nige.
Where's your mum born?
Nige.
And I think that's a difference. Like, you see, like, our grandparents kind of, because I think where you lot are in this country is like the equivalent of
your parents
my
were.
grandparents and parents. So like, if you could, like, your parents have done a lot just getting you here.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
And I
Like,
appreciate that.
And that's a lot of sacrifices. Like, they've uprooted, left their home. That's why, like, when I see like like that meme, like when there's like a man who comes here and he's just breeding anything to get a kid, and then you think you've left where you're from, come here, you've given up your whole life, everything you know, to come here and have a kid, and your kid grows up and says you want to be a DJ or something, and you're like, what's this DJ? Do you know what I've done to get you here? And it's like, do you know what I mean? Let's not forget what our parents have done for us.
He could end up being David Guetta.
No, he could. But where I'm coming from, I don't know David or Guetta. Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, do you know, like, your parents have done a lot to get you here, and you only when you grow up you realize your parents are people. You know, like they make mistakes, just like us.